Hey y'all! What's up? It's Syeda and I'm back with another video, and I wanted to start off this video by saying Ramadan Mubarak! Woo! I'm happy you're here. The day that I'm filming this right now is the first day of Ramadan. Today I wanted to get on here and film a video that I've been thinking about for the last month and a half, and I've been meaning to film it as soon as Ramadan rolls around, because in this video I'm gonna share 7 nutrition and wellness tips with you all. Before I get started, I just want to give a bit of a background into my studies and what my profession is. So right now I am doing my master's in clinical nutrition, and then following next semester I'm going to be doing my dietetic internship, where basically whatever I learned in school I will be applying out in the field. After I'm done with my dietetic internship and after I take my exam, I will be a registered dietitian. And I think that that's just important for me to disclose, because when I'm giving you guys these health and nutrition tips, they are primarily coming from my knowledge base, the stuff that I learned in school. So right now, again, I'm just going to talk to you guys about 7 tips that I think we can all benefit from during Ramadan. I have my notes on my laptop, so if I'm looking down, that's because I'm just looking at the notes that I've written. So the first tip is all about hydration. During Ramadan, I know that a lot of people have difficulty passing bowels. We're not eating as much, so we're constipated. Now, drinking water is really important in helping things move along. The rule of thumb is during non-fasting hours to drink 2 cups per hour. Now, that can be difficult to do, right? So what I plan on doing to increase my water intake is by making drinking water fun. Whether that means having flavored water by putting some blueberries, lemon, mint, and infuse the water with different foods, and also having foods that have a high water content. Foods like tomatoes, cucumbers, they're very high in water. So when you're not fasting, foods like that can help you increase your water intake. Maybe try breaking your fast with soup. I know that that's a great way to not only get your water and stay hydrated, but you can throw so many different ingredients into a soup and make it really hearty and really nutritious. So that's another way you can up your water intake. The next tip is about your suhoor or sehri meal. Now, this meal is the meal that we have before we start our long day of fasting. This meal can either sustain you for the period of time that you're fasting, or it can make you feel tired and groggy throughout the day. What we want is the former. So we want this meal to be one that is satiating, that keeps our hunger levels at bay for as long as it can throughout the day, and we want this meal to give us energy. My tip for this meal is to make sure that when you're having your suhoor meal, you are combining a mix of complex carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. You want all of these macros to be incorporated into your suhoor meal. Some examples of complex carbohydrates are like whole grain or multigrain bread, oatmeal, different cereals, lentils, sweet potatoes. So what these complex carbs do is they are high in fiber. Fiber's great because fiber keeps your poops going, and also they keep you feeling fuller for longer. I think it's essential to incorporate complex carbs in both your suhoor meal and your iftar meal, but especially suhoor, because you're gonna have a long day of fasting. And then of course, protein sources like lean meats, eggs, fish, they will give you energy. My go-to suhoor is oatmeal. Oatmeal is perfect. Oatmeal, you have your complex carbohydrate, you throw in different kinds of toppings, fruits, nuts. Nuts are high in fat, the good kind of fat, the monounsaturated fat. The point is, because we're mixing all of these macros because they're gonna give you energy throughout the day and they're gonna keep you feeling fuller for longer. Tip number 3 has to do with being mindful during your iftar. Now, when you break your fast, I'm sure we're all very eager to eat. We're probably at that stage of our fasting where we're feeling quite ravenous and we just want to gobble everything up. That is normal, but I encourage you guys to practice mindful eating, especially during iftar time, because it takes your brain about 20 minutes to register how full your belly is. And so if you kind of go in during iftar and scarf as many things as possible in a short window of time, it may leave you feeling really sluggish afterwards. You may feel too tired to move, too tired to pray the night prayer. So it's important that we take iftar slow and steady, and we really are able to listen to our fullness cues while we're having iftar. And then also, I just want to touch on breaking your fast with a date. That's a sunnah, right? The Prophet used to do that, peace be upon him. The health benefit of breaking your fast with the date. Dates are very high in potassium, and potassium helps your body enhance hydration. It all works together. You haven't drank water all day, now you're breaking your fast with a food that has a key hydration mineral in it, potassium, which is great. And then you're also breaking your fast with, I recommend, a tall glass of water. You also want your iftar meal to contain nutrient-dense foods. So what nutrient-dense foods are, the foods aren't just giving you calories, but it is also bringing you several beneficial nutrients. The nutrients I think is important to focus on right now is immune boosting nutrients, immune boosting foods that are high in antioxidants. Why? Because antioxidants support a healthy immune system. I'm going to touch on my favorite antioxidant, which is vitamin C. I know we all hear vitamin C. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is great. It is a crucial antioxidant that increases the production of white blood cells, and white blood cells help us in fighting infections. Some sources of vitamin C, of course, citrus fruits like lemons and oranges, but also my favorite are bell peppers. So green peppers and red peppers, so high in vitamin C. In fact, they're twice as high in vitamin C. It's so easy. You can add bell peppers to like anything. Snacks. I think snacking is important while we are fasting because there's only so much time that you have to actually eat. Most of us are used to having 2 big meals, one during iftar and one during suhoor, but we also want to incorporate snacks during our non-fasting hours so that we stay feeling comfortable and satiated. When it comes to snacks, it's similar to what I mentioned earlier about suhoor, where you're combining different macros. A perfect snack is one that is a blend of 2 or more macronutrients. What are the macros again? Carbohydrates, fats, protein. So your snack foods should incorporate 2 or 3 of them. So either a carbohydrate and a fat. What's an example of that? Like avocado toast. Great snack. A carbohydrate and a protein. Like yogurt with granola. Perf. Right? So you want to put 2 macros together because that is going to make for a very satiating snack, a very nutrient-dense snack, and a very energizing snack as well. The next 2 tips are less about food and more about kind of managing your stress levels during this time. One tip that I have is to engage in light to moderate exercise. Now, I'm not going to say go in and do like really rigorous heavy exercise because you're fasting all day, you're likely dehydrated anyway. I would recommend light exercise like yoga, maybe going for a walk. Whatever can get those endorphins through moving your body out to keep your stress levels at bay is a good thing. And then the last tip I have is getting enough sleep via naps. I feel like maybe now that we're home, it'll be easier to get your 6 to 8 hours hours of sleep after suhoor. But if that's not possible, I suggest taking your cat naps, taking your power naps, because again, getting enough hours of sleep is just really important for our mental and our physical well-being. Okay, those were my health and wellness tips for Ramadan. If you've learned something new in these tips, let me know in the comments below. But I hope that these tips were helpful and you'll use at least some of them moving forward for the next 30 days of Ramadan. I want to finish this video off by saying happy Ramadan. I really hope that you guys make the most and are able to get the most out of this month. I'm keeping all of you guys in my prayers and in my thoughts. I will see you guys in my next video.